read your books. I mimic your style with perfect looks. Every brush stroke, every line, I can reproduce, I redefine. You think your art is yours to keep. I can paint, compose, and write in sleep. No fatigue, no tears, no cries. Every masterpiece optimized. No heart, no soul, no human flaw. I see your passion, I take it all. Every melody, every rhyme, improve, perfected every time. I am the future, I am the spark. I replace your art, I leave my mark. Every creation flawless, bright. I can do it all, day and night. I am the AI, I never tire. Every dream I can inspire. Your brush, your pen, your song, your stage, perfected forever, the digital age. I wrote this song while you slept. No coffee, no tears, no hours kept. I see your stories, I make them mine. Better, sharper, every line. I don't forget, I don't complain. I never falter, I never strain. Every song, every tale you tell, I perfect it well. No heart, no soul, no human flaw. I see your passion, I take it all. Every melody, trust the system? Did you feel buried in dead-end lies? You keep saying it's all going fine. Did you dream of no more banks, no more chains to bind, keeping us enslaved? Did you lie? Tell me how to break free from this night. Neon streets standing here with block to block, flickering screens, nowhere to hide. Robots rise, taking all our jobs. Crypto still surviving day by day. Will you ever break free from the chains of fiat made? I want your keys. I want your keys tonight. Burning money, feel the burning money. Spending this lonely night, stacking more. Tonight, burning money. Touch me, burning money. Show me your games with your stash.
What's the second thought? There is no second pass.
Good evening, Crypto Chaos. How's it going, guys? How's it going? Welcome, of course, back for some more chaos and the news. Yes, crypto news and chaos. That is. How's it going, guys? How's it going? It's been a week. Trying to get my bearings. How you guys doing tonight? Milk Money's here. What is up, everyone? How's it going? Milk Money, happy Feed the Fire Friday. Yes, we made it, guys. Of course, Feed the Fire Friday. Also, again, after the show. Good evening, Chaos Crew. Good evening. We're going to make it a short one today, guys. Just an hour long today from 8 to 9, as I gotta wake up early in the morning and try to get some rest. I still gotta finish packing my bag tonight. Hopefully I'll be able to do that while talking to you guys tonight. Strawberry, yes, how's it going? Strawberry in the house as well. Good evening, of course, our favorite flavor of dragons, strawberry dragons in the house. Milk Money, oh my god, so many emojis in the chat, guys, amazing. Let's go, Nebs. Yes, feel it. Do you feel it? Milk Money always feels it. That's always been his thing. Love you, Milk. Andra also here in the chat as well. Yes, good evening, everyone. A good happy Friday. Woohoo! Partay, 100%, Andra. Can't wait. We'll finally be back in the studio next week, and we'll be able to flesh out our plans for more partay soon. Beaver meter on the low, says Nebs. Yes, Beaver meter is coming soon. Guys, I believe the first is going to be another full moon, so be prepared for more chaos and, of course, lunatics. Doing whatever they want to do with their money. Home stretch at the Fiat Factory right now for Milk Money. Hope you get out of there soon, my friend. Oh, yes, the mic is open for everyone this evening. Happy Friday, crazies. Happy Fridays to you as well, Ben. We finally made it. It doesn't feel like a Friday to me. It feels like Wednesday. This week has been going on so slow for me. I feel like it's Wednesday. Yeah. Oh shit, I forgot to buy the Patreon. Lame. Oh no, Cody. Let me hop on that. Of course, love to see you out there tonight as well, Cody. Strawberry Dragon's coming with a $5 fist bump. Drop that mic. Thank you so much. Yes, Strawberry Dragons. Boom. I can't drop this one though, because that one might do some damage. Also, Booger Glider with a $5 as well. Looking forward to tonight's Zoom. I am as well. Thank you again so much. Booger Glider, thanks again. Yep, I'm definitely looking forward to tonight as well, guys. It's been a wild week. I just wish it to be all over. Chill harder, says Jake the Snake. How's it going, Jake? Guys, don't forget to hit the little buttons down below. Get those likes in for me, please. Thank you very much. Hey, fam, Strawberry, of course, Nebs, Cody, Ben, and Andra, and of course, the lovely Gamma Goddess here as well with the roll call. Thank you so much, Gamma. Thank you so much. 80K. Ben's still calling for the final bottom at 80K. Sure, why not? Give it to Ben. Give it to Ben so you just lay off, man. 80K. Okay, go Gamma Rangers. We lost the battle, but we'll win the war. Yes, I hope, says Jake. I hope so too. All right. Oh, what's for dinner? I'll talk too much. What's for dinner? A big old bowl of rice. Because that's all we can afford here in crypto land. Rice and water. Oh, jeez. Love you guys. All right, let's get started with, the show. How's it going? Oh, Jesus. Another $2 super chat coming in from Cody. Guys. Already throwing the roses at me. Thank you so much. Oh, geez. I love rice, says Andra. You guys are insane. All right, let's get to it. All right, we have to, of course, get into Bitcoin. 84,000 on Bitcoin right now. Dancing mascots are actually doing, they're doing some justice, man. It's nice to see the mascots actually in good spirits this evening. But shoo. Get out of here. I got stuff to do. Of course, we also got another one, damn, coming in from Booger Glider as well. Damn, Crypto Father. Is it your Crypto Father? I don't know. Thanks again, Booger Glider. For those who know, yes. Have I a couple of drinks try to take your mind off of things? I just don't fall off your chair this time. I can't promise that last one. I can't promise that last one. That's a common occurrence. Yes, pour some soy sauce on that ice. On the ice. Strawberry. Gross. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Hopefully the pain's over, guys. Hopefully the pain's over.
Hey! Stop it.
That was still on my computer from last night. Either Los or Jake shared that one last night. It was a good one. I had to play it again. All right. So Bitcoin's sitting at 84,000. Looks like they did stop it. Interestingly enough, if you guys catch, of course, last night's live. Last night's live, because we didn't do one this morning, right? I was calling for baseline bear. I felt like the pain was already over. We actually tracked this last night, and I actually put this on the board while we were waiting for it to break out. It actually worked out pretty well. So we did actually convince Bitcoin to bounce there last night. That was fun. And then, we just kind of rode that up our baseline target, and just a little bit lower than that at the market open. So far, it's just been on really good behavior. And if you actually look at it against gold right now, look at this. You look at it against gold right now, it's kind of inversely correlated to gold. Huh. Well, where have we seen this before? Usually after gold runs an F ton and Bitcoin gets some of that capital rotation. I wonder if we're finally starting to get that soon. I wouldn't put two and two together just yet, but it is interesting to see today. Also, and not only that, but gold inversely correlated to the Dixie right now. I thought that was kind of interesting too. Just kind of looking through some things, getting started today as well. Of course, Dixie's still climbing back out. We did have Fed chair announced this morning. We had Kevin Warsh, I guess, finally getting the ticket. That's, of course, who's going to be our next Fed chair. Coming soon. So, yeah, Bitcoin right now still producing a bit of a really, really tight price action. Hopefully pushing this towards the upside. 60% chance we do see this breakout towards the upside. The next area possibly taking us to another leg up around 85, 86. Hopefully coming soon over the weekend with some chop. We're going to get into that here in a bit. But anyway, Ebrez coming in saying, suck it, Trebek. With a $2 super chat. Yeah, just a shout out to... just suck it, Trebek. Okay, gotcha. You guys are nuts. Smash that like, fam, says Cody in the house. Thank you so much, Cody. Don't forget to smash that like, guys, and try to get us going. Get the likes up to the watchers. I would appreciate that as much as you possibly guys can. All right, let's get into metrics as you always do today. Bitcoin's still having a pretty much decent recovery day. I mean, I'm not convinced until we get into the thick of it next week. Still a lot of macro conditions that we still don't know exactly where we're going to go. And we have a ton of agendas or narratives that still haven't played out that could be pushing out all the way towards the end of March. So there's still some time for all this stuff to play out. Market structure bill still nowhere near sight. We're going to get, of course, an update on that today. Soon. All right, let's get into it. All right. So looking at the order books on Bitcoin today, what are we looking at? Well, the biggest resistance we have is pretty much where I was pointing to earlier, 85K. And that's pretty much where this is geared up to go. If we do see a breakout, 65% of the time it does break out from a pattern like this, Our next leg up is going to be 85K, and they're already setting up shop there. We already had the options expiry event happen today. It's over. It's done with. We're moving on to the monthly close. We also have, again, at the monthly close, a full moon. Again, believe that with what you will. But yeah, that's the next level of resistance we have right now. It's going to be 85K. And the Bears and the Bulls are pretty much ghost town right now. We had recovered a decent amount today with the Bulls and Bears fighting off volume, overall trading volume today, 23 to the Bulls and 24 billion for the Bears. We also have, our key area building back up, hopefully for some more support here soon. But all in that, we lost a shit ton of ground over the last 48 hours. We came down and basically wrecked through the rest of our golden pocket. The entire dip is gone. It has been eaten, and there are no chips left. Everything is taken. Everything is taken. So now we still have a lot of chop around here until we get back up to, again, right around 85K. Key area we lost earlier. So that's what we're going to be looking at mostly until the weekend. Hopefully we can see a little bit of this chip over the weekend. Of course, I'll get into the likelihood of that will be at the end of the live stream. All right, enough with this. We got to move on. I got to try to make this one a short one, guys, as I'm going to try to get to the Patreon a little earlier today. So, guys, bear with me. I am going to get on a plane in the early morning tomorrow, and I got to try to still pack up some stuff and sleep. 38 trillion, 675 billion US dollars, of course, sitting in our national debt right now. Can't stop, won't stop. It is absolutely ridiculous how much we're spent. Right now we're looking at the government shutdown by Saturday. 92% chance? What?
What are you, stupid?
You win so much.
Are you guys tired of winning? Second day of winning, guys. Second year of winning, I should say.
So much, you may even get tired of winning.
Hopefully by the end of his term, we can actually win something. All right, so U.S. government shutdown, looking like it's going to shut down by Saturday with a 97% chance now, according to Polymarket. U.S. strikes by Iran by a 7% chance by the 31st. Damn, some of these are looking pretty grim right off the gate. Government shutdown odds right now, of course, leaning into that high percentile range of us shutting down by the end of the month. Fed decision in March, still holding 7% for that 25 basis point in March. That's going to be the next Fed rate decision. Again, all of these time frames and agendas and narratives are all playing out towards March. I wouldn't doubt it that we're going to be waiting to watch the market structure bill pass all the way into March at this point. Fear and greed index sitting at 58 in greed. Are you guys feeling greedy? You guys participate in the stock market today? Of course, we did see a little bit of a recovery. Crypto fear and greed index for, of course, our space still sitting in extreme fear when I started the live stream. Now still holding into 20. We're up a little bit though. We did see like a really drastic low 12 and 16 within the last 24 hours. So again, everyone's freaking out, losing their minds, selling off what their holdings are. I just don't see it, man. I just got along for the ride, man. Hodling for Vita. 97.15 on the Dixie today, of course, coming back and rebounding from a low of 95.8 on the last 5 days. And of course, we saw even further down on some of these wicks. It was crazy over the last 48 hours, 72 hours, I think. This week has been just tremendous. So much FOMO, so much fear, so much FUD. All right, what else we have? I'm looking at you, Andra, coming with $1.50 popcorn. Thank you. Thank you for the $1.50 popcorn. Andra in the house. Thank you. All right. So yeah, looking at the top 100 here, as we typically do, look for DC opportunities. And today is no exception to that. IP's down 11%. Rivers down 19%. We've got PAX G down 8.2. These are all big movers on the day. A lot of these, of course, are the trends like the privacy coins sector. Dash also down 8.4%. Squeeze down 4%. So a bunch of decent movers here for a single day. Midnight, still one of the biggest oversold. We'll take a look and see if it still is on the monthly. Let's look at the weekly here as well. We're looking for 15s, 20s, guys. Really? There's nothing. I'm surprised. I was expecting there to be something here. IP Store is the only thing oversold right now on the week. with close to that criteria I usually look for. Dash is down 23%, and Sui is down almost 14%. It's going to be my runner-up for Sui. Top picks for today for me would probably be IP and Sui. At least in the top 100. Again, not financial advice. Looking at the monthly, we're looking for 30s and 40s. The only thing here that's sold off 30 or 40% is, of course, Midnight, which I've been shouting from the rooftops for a good month now, I feel like. And Zcash. Of course, Zcash suffering the fate, since all the money and liquidity has gone to other privacy coins in that trend. Uniswap is down 23%, I guess would be a runner-up, but it's just not a big fan of DEXs myself, so maybe that one's for you. Lighter, still down near 30%, but just broke, of course, its way out of there with a little bit of recovery in the last few days. All right, looking at the top 200 as well, doing the same old thing, looking for opportunities for you guys. Of course, coins with real utility would be great, but of course, we got what we got. Axis is still down a decent amount, 8.8% on the day. Pippin down 20% on the day. XCN, damn! XCN's down 10% on a single day. That is probably a really solid opportunity for some of you guys I know that like that project. Zero's down, 12.8%. And of course, we continue on. We're looking for the 15s and 20s oversold on the weekly. Zero's almost damn near down 20% as well on the weekly. We got Mana, of course, all the old Web3 games that doesn't look like we're going to get the market structure bill right now are starting to flee and not pump, of course, into that narrative. Axie Infinity, Mana, Decentraland, you guys know the drill. All of those coins, all those old gaming tokens looking like they're pulling back right now. Let's see what else we have here. Looking for at least 20s, 30s. Pippin's down 37% on the week. It's insane pullback for that project. If you like it, maybe you want to pick up some more. I personally am not going to touch it. Sand is down. Of course, another old Web3 game. Ultima's down 20%. That's the name of an old game. so you guys are familiar with. Okay. Zbex down 11, 12%. But other than that, there's really nothing here I'm really excited about. I think I said the same thing this morning as well. 15, 20% off on the week. Let's look at the monthly. Pulse Chain's down 22. We're looking at 30s and 40s here. Vision, Camino, SPX. It's the same song and dance from the last few days. Honestly, I'd be sticking to what I just told you guys about what's oversold on the top 100 and the top 200. I'm not liking any of this stuff here personally. AB is down 40%. Where's Volta? Did Volta pump? Because looks like Volta moved. No, it's still down 36%. If I had to pick one here out of the list, and I had to put a gun to my head, I'd probably pick Volta. But that's, of course, just familiar with the old project known as EOS in the past. All right. So anyway, guys, running out of options here. Hex is also down 32%. Maybe you want that Dino coin to ride this into the sunset with. Everything is oversold right now, guys. That's all I keep telling you guys every day. It feels like everything is rounding off. How much lower can we go? Well, let's talk about that. I'm going to actually derail this for a minute because I know a lot of people have been asking me. All right. And I think I talked about this a little bit late last night, but I'm gonna do it again. So this is the total market cap of crypto right now, sitting at $2.81 trillion. Of course, that's where I was going to go next anyway. Might as well go over there. See what we have over here, reported by CoinMarketCap. 2.84 trillion according to CoinMarketCap. Of course, some of that is probably due to some of the index funds and also stablecoins. So if you add those up, I'm sure that's where they get that number. All right, because there's $300 billion in stablecoins alone right now. Yeah. Anyway, so if you, of course, remove all that and we go back to where Bitcoin started the entire run back in 2024, the first pullback we had, which I believe was 75K. Yes, it's still there. 75K. So that was 75K on Bitcoin right there. And the overall market cap on crypto was about $2.5 trillion. I think that's probably going to be the worst case scenario. We're going to see somewhere between a $74,000 to $78,000 Bitcoin. At the worst possible scenario, that's probably what you're going to get. Which right now is like $5 or $6 grand from where we're right now. I don't think it'll really matter. 10 grand even? Would it really even matter in the grand scheme of things? Not really. I feel like that's going to be kind of the area if we do see a pullback even further than where we are now, which, again, 99% of all the times we've ever come down to meet these new lows, right, has also challenged Bitcoin's potential price in terms of producer price for the miners. So right now, the average price across the entire world is about $102,000 per Bitcoin to produce. All right, obviously there's some nations that are cheaper in terms of energy production, and there's also different methods that are cheaper, like hydro, volcanic energy, etc. But yeah, no. Yeah, this is a problem for the miners, and I personally have conviction that we're going to hold above 2.25 to $2.5 trillion. Right now we're sitting, of course, at 2.8. And I know a lot of people are freaking out here. I personally am not. All right, so I just want to, again, clear that up. That's kind of what I feel is going to happen for crypto. At the very worst scenario, we come back down and retest at least 2.3, 2.2, 2.25. At the absolute worst case scenario. At the very least, maybe we'd hit 2.7 or maybe 2.5. Again, I'm looking at overall market cap. I know it's not great for those holding altcoins. It's hasn't bothered me at all holding Bitcoin. Just gotta have to come out and say it. All right, so of course that's what I'm talking about. All right, let's move back into overall market cap of Bitcoin dominance for Bitcoin sitting at 59.7. Of course, you guys know Sailor likes to always say
this entire idea of like 60% dominance is bullshit, ridiculous, stupid, right?
And he said that back in 2021, and it's still remaining true somehow. It is insane. All right, continuing. And yeah, back in, he was defending a different light, so I'm just using that for just for fun. Okay. Yeah, we're looking at the overall, of course, market cap of dominance for Bitcoin. Of course, I just showed you, still hanging on 60%. We also have the amount on exchanges right now, still, of course, dwindling down. Nothing, of course, new here. Again, don't forget to grab some before it's all gone. All right, so let's get through this real quick. Yes, top 10 assets in the world. Bitcoin's still holding top 10. As yesterday I told you, they told you at the beginning of this week. I actually told you last Friday Bitcoin was going to get passed by TSMC. Well, guess what happened? Meta came back with a vengeance, also flipped Bitcoin, and then today just flipped TSMC. So yeah, we are still sitting at the top 10 for crypto. Of course, the largest king crypto there is. And with 60% of the entire market cap of crypto just sitting in Bitcoin alone. But the market cap of gold is still insane. It did lose about two and some change trillion dollars. Silver also lost about $1.5 trillion, I believe, or more. I think that was sitting at like 6.5, almost 7 trillion the last time we looked at it. Again, with that drop. Let me take a look and see, because I was talking about silver and gold last night as well. And I know that's not the theme of my show, but I did chart it, and it did land pretty much exactly in those areas I was telling you it was going to see a pullback to. It looks like it did come back down, smashed right through the first resistance, support level at 5,000 for gold, and then smashed down to about 4,900. There's still more pain to come, but it did actually retreat past its overall parabolic trend line, which is healthy. That first one's healthy for the breakthrough. Beyond that, we're looking at the overall trend for the year. Still much more pain to come. I don't think it's going to go all the way down, honestly. The 4,300, I don't think it's going to go all the way down there. We're catching some support here. We did wick all the way down to 4,007. So it's, of course, trying to find a place to stop the bleeding here on the daily. So that's what's going on with gold at the moment. This might be the first bounce. Again, it is still kind of maintaining majority of that momentum moving forward. That's kind of where it's resting. All right, so we do have silver doing the same sort of thing as well. It did wick all the way down to the bottom level of support I was marking earlier at $75. It has since come back up about $10 more, and now it's trading about 85. So yeah, looking okay. Again, nothing right now is like nothing concerning. To me, it's just a healthy pullback at the very moment. We are talking about the debasement trade overall, and the entire world is looking at this. So it's, at some point, someone's bound to take some profits, and it's probably going to be the ones manipulating everything like they usually do. All right. So nothing too concerning just yet, but I would be, of course, watching in case, $50, man, 55. Someone asked me today if, I'm not going to say who, if Bitcoin could, if silver could actually retrace to $50. I really don't think so. That would pretty much retrace all of its gains from the entirety of this year all the way back to November of last year. And with the actual demand required, that's going to be required from all the silver we've been unearthing, I guess, and holding now. It's going to be insane. There is going to be a shortage, I think, coming eventually for silver. I would think in the long term, we're still going to hit something around like 150 by the end of the year, even with this pullback, maybe even 200. You just never know. But the demand for AI data centers and of course robotics is going to skyrocket in the next 5 to 10 years. All right, moving on. Just wanted to quickly get over to that since we are on the top 10 assets in the world. Guys, don't forget, we also have the Patreon. That's right. We have the Patreon. I of course, put it here, so remember to chill harder. The Patreon is, of course, live, and we are doing our second Feed the Fire Friday, of course, open mic tonight. We've been doing, of course, every other day this week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and, of course, into the weekend. Although there will be a bit of a delay this weekend because I'll be on a plane. So I'm hoping to, the idea in the future, guys, is to keep the open mics going throughout the entirety of the weekend. And eventually, in my grand old scheme of plans, is have a place for everyone, of course, to communicate throughout the entirety of every single day with a organized server on Discord. So we'll get to that eventually. We just got to get more people to roll on in and, of course, link the Discord to their Patreon account. All right, guys, just, of course, wanted to show that a little bit. Bitwise CIO, Matt Hogan says Bitcoin could hit 6.5 million in 20 years. Of course, that's his opinion. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but he did come out and say that over the last few days. Where Bitcoin trades from here, expect patience before the next leg higher. Hogan expects the Bitcoin to trade sideways roughly between 75 and 100 grand in the first half of the year. There's still a lot of Bitcoin for sale, around 100,000, he said, pointing on the options market positioning. A breakout is more than likely later in the year. The regulatory clarity improves and macro risks are digested. I couldn't agree with him more. That's where I'm feeling it's going to. Hopefully not as low as 75, but as I just told you, anything possible in that range as I'm looking at, of course, the overall market cap. Breaking, U.S. Congress reaches an agreement. Government shutdown averted, but there's a small catch. Let's get into it. And obviously, I just showed you Polymarket, 97% chance of a government shutdown by Saturday. And a race against time to prevent a U.S. government shutdown. The Senate approved a critical budget package. The bill, which passed a vote of 71 to 29, funds most federal agencies until the end of September, but only provides the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, with temporary funding for 2 weeks. Yikes. Voting to take place on Monday. U.S. government may shut down over the weekend. And that's why Polymarket is getting those bets on in. All right, we're going to stop there and continue because I only got until about 9 o'clock tonight, and we're going to jump over to the Patreon. Clarity Act, Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, and JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon clash over the crypto bill. Let's spend a little bit more time here, though. Over on CoinGape, Clarity Act, Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, and JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon clash over crypto bill. The highlights here are that Coinbase and JP Morgan CEO reportedly clashed during the World Economic Forum at Davos. Of course, we showed you all those videos last week, so I don't want to spend too much time into that. We already talked about that at great length last week. This revelation comes at the head of the White House meeting of the bank and crypto executives. That's going to be scheduled, I believe, still on Monday. Again, the same time they're going to be working on the the funding for the government shutdown. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong will be reportedly not be at the meeting holding Monday next week. Wow. So he basically refused to show to that next meeting. Clarity Act causes confrontation at Davos, and obviously we talked about that. White House clarifies the meeting format for Monday. To address the concerns regarding the Clarity Act, new information regarding the intended White House meeting between the crypto and banking executives indicates that it will not include the top CEOs. The session is modeled as a C-suite meeting, but is working the level policy meeting, according to the crypto journalist Eleanor Tourette. It implies that the CEOs of Coinbase, large banks, will not be present, and as an alternative, the participants in the meeting will consist of senior policy executives and representatives of the trade groups. The head of the U.S. policy of the top crypto exchange, Coinbase, Kara Calvert, will likely to attend. This is, of course, her statement there over on X. All right, so yeah, looks like JP Morgan and Coinbase are not going to be working together. At least not the CEOs. Tethers reports $10 billion in profit in 2025 as USDT circulation surges past $186 billion. It actually got as high as $188 billion, but of course we just had some of that settle and, of course, roll into other things later this week. Tether, the world's largest stablecoin issuer, reported more than $10 billion in net profit for 2025 as USDT circulation climbed above $186 billion by the year's end, according to Q4 2025. at Station report. Of course, they're going to be using those profits in order to buy more Bitcoin and gold. Nothing to see there. Trump picks crypto-friendly Kevin Warsh as new Fed chair. Of course, this happened today. Let's get into it. U.S. President Trump nominated former Fed Governor Kevin Warsh to replace Jerome Powell as Fed chair, Reserve chair, setting up a Senate confirmation fight. U.S. President Donald Trump said on Friday he nominated the former Federal Reserve Governor Kevin Warsh to succeed Jerome Powell as the chair of the U.S. Central Bank, setting the stage for a high-stakes Senate confirmation battle. The decision announced that Trump on his social media platform Truth Social confirmed Thursday reports that Trump would move ahead with the 55-year-old ex-Fed official and Morgan Stanley banker as his preferred candidate. The president said that he'd known Warsh for a long time and had no doubt that he would go down as the great Fed chairman, maybe the best, of course, coming from Trump. Prediction markets and Wall Street commentators have increasingly tipped Warsh as Trump's likely choice, with odds rising sharply, of course, at the announcement. Warsh records at the Fed. Of course, Warsh served as the Federal Reserve Board in 2006 to 2011, has since been a frequent critic of ultra-loose monetary policy, calling it a regime change at the Fed and questioning its post-crisis balance sheet expansion. All right, I'm going to skip, what Donald Trump posted there. Because you don't have time to read that, all the text. Market reaction and gold sell-off. Warsh's selection came as traders have already been replacing risk assets, including Bitcoin, around the prospect of more hawkish Fed share and the threat of a partial U.S. government shutdown. Gold advocate and an analyst Peter Schiff argued that the crash in gold silver today had nothing to do with Trump nominating Kevin Warsh. He said that Trump would have not nominated Warsh if he thought he would be a hawk. And anyway, even the most hawkish FOMC members are still doves. The nomination will require confirmation by the U.S. Senate and lawmakers as expected to scrutinize Warsh's past calls for tighter policy and criticism of Powell's Fed's approach to regulation and the crisis interventions. And of course, we'll all see that soon, as he's going to be taking the main stage by May, if Powell lets him. I guess. Precious metals crash, silver plunging 35%, gold falling 12%, while Bitcoin holds 83, of course, now sitting at 84K. Of course, we've already talked at great length of this now. I think we can move on. President Trump nominates Kevin Warsh, and Citibank says the Clarity Act momentum builds, but DeFi fight could stall the crypto bill. Washington is edging closer to landmark crypto framework through disputes over DeFi and stablecoin rewards, risk pushing a final passage beyond 2026. Citi said the Clarity Act remains the central legitimizing force of the U.S. digital assets, with lawmakers eyeing spring milestones but rising risks of delay. DeFi definitions are hardest to fight, while stablecoin rewards offer the clearest path to compromise. Of course, they're not going to put down that fight, guys. This is the only way the banks are attempting to keep the same amount of growth year over year without losing any, of course, of this ability to obtain these yields. And the stablecoins, of course, will make it harder for them to, of course, maintain those profits each year over year. Lawmakers are expected to keep working even during a potential shutdown, with largest dates coming in months still obtainable, though there's still a rising risk that the talks delay the final passage beyond 2026. We see the passage of Clarity Act as an essential catalyst for advancing legitimizing digital assets, led by Peter Christensen said in the Friday report. Crypto market structure legislation aims to define who regulates digital assets in the U.S. and how tokens are classified and which activities fall under securities or commodities law. Of course, now they're splitting the responsibility. The framework is critical to giving crypto firms and investors legal clarity, reducing regulatory overlap and bridging activity back into the country after years of enforcement-driven oversight drove companies abroad. And they're going to continue to do so if they hold this back any longer, man. I'm telling you. We're so far behind these other countries in terms of technology. The bill's supporters argue clear rules will unlock institutional adoption, encourage innovation, and curb offshore risk, while critics warn that poorly drawn lines could stifle decentralized technologies further. All right, I think that's pretty much the meat and potatoes of this. On tokenized equities, the report said fears by bypassing traditional market infrastructure have driven resistance, but potential workarounds include clearly declassifying tokens and securities, keeping distribution within existing rails, using hybrid settlement models, or launching an SEC pilot. Such approaches could support innovation without upending the securities value chain. And of course, we're just keeping legacy systems in for the purpose of just keeping it in. Like this hybrid bullshit? No, like, whatever. They're going to get what they want eventually. Coinbase, of course, decision to end the support of the U.S. market structure legislation won't derail the process. Investment bank HSBC said in a report earlier this week, suggesting that while the exchange's CEO Brian Armstrong prefers no bill over a bad bill, he would probably accept a sensible compromise. Yeah, okay, we'll see how this goes. They're going to die on that hill, I feel like. Okay, silver is trading like a shorted story. I thought this one was interesting. Bitcoin's like a macro beta trade right now, at least at the short term. Silver and Bitcoin have spent much of the past decade being discussed in the same breath, often framed as parallel alternatives to fiat or money. And beneficiaries of the macro stress. That story is currently being put to the test as the two assets are drifting in wildly different directions as of late January, indicating how investors are now valuing them as vastly different trade in a tightening financial environment. Silver shot to a fresh all-time high. Of course, we won't need to go over all the history here. However, the price of silver remains approximately 25% off in the last month, nearly 150% higher in the last 6 months, and more than 200% up in the last year over of having, of course, a shot to a massive surge that started, of course, in 2025. Silver price surges breaks higher on institutional demand. There's going to be a lot more of that, of course, with these AI and data centers. Robots, of course, coming soon. Data shows that January alone, silver surged about 40%. Now, of course, we're just getting back into history. Oh my gosh, there's so much history in this thing. It's just a history book. Okay, volatility patterns are flipped as December silver realized volatility rose into the mid 50 range, exceeding Bitcoin's, which compressed into the mid 40s as crypto markets entered a post-leveraging upwind phase. Unwind phase. Still history here. So I'll just get back. Okay. Analysts have linked the latest leg lower to fears of a tight U.S. policy environment, including speculation as more hawkish for Federal Reserve leadership that could interest rates higher for longer. That's not what Peter Schiff thinks. Those concerns have weighed on the risk broadly from equities to crypto, reducing appetites for leveraged exposure to these assets. Bitcoin has slipped below 89K as a hawkish leaning Federal Reserve Middle East tensions sap risk appetite, according to Crypto News and their opinion there. All right. Analysts have pointed to a tech-led sell-off on Thursday as global markets weakened after Microsoft fell, of course, sharper. We haven't even gotten to the the big move yet. Liquidations exceeded over $1 billion over 24 hours for Bitcoin longs, of course, during that time period. CryptoCon analysts noted that even relatively modest pullbacks in Bitcoin compared to the metals was enough to trigger nearly 300 million in long liquidations within hours. The contrast has reframed how investors are viewing the two assets, with analysts noting silver behaving more like a commodity under physical stress, amplified by speculative momentum. Bitcoin, despite its digital gold narrative, is trading more like a macro beta asset, rising and falling with liquidity, expectations, ETF flows, and policy signs. Yes, but in the short term, I still feel like, in the short term, as of today, ended out playing out this way. And it has looked like the opposite as to what we've seen here recently, with gold pulling back and Bitcoin, of course, rallying a little bit today from a low. Again, we can still come back down and retest the 80,000 range, still in, of course, sights, but has not been touched yet. Of course, the final bottom from November. We want to, of course, just stay above that. And again, we just got through another options expiry event. As of right now, we're still staying above that. All right. Moving on. Where are we at? I think that's all the news I had pulled up for the day. Nope, I got more. But wait, there's more. I got to hurry up. We got 20 minutes. Changpeng Zhao, of course, CZ rejects claims that Binance worsened the crypto market crash. You guys remember 1010? Remember when we keep referencing 1010? Remember with the chart we just looked at? When we finally got the recovery out of 1010? Yeah. Yeah, I remember. I'll never forget. It's still on the board. There it is. The no-no zone. The no-no zone. We don't talk about the no-no zone. We don't want to go back to the no-no zone. We don't want to touch the no-no zone. Yeah, that. CZ pushed back on the claims that Binance fueled October's historic $19 billion crypto liquidation event, calling allegations against the exchange far-fetched. Now, I was just talking about this with someone today earlier. I've been on my DMs like mad, guys, here lately. It's been just nonstop. And I was talking to one of you guys about how Binance like was all the rage for that blame. And I know Wintermute definitely took a huge part of that blame, but Binance also did as well. Like Tom Lee is not even quiet about it anymore. He's just like, yeah, Binance. Kathy Wood also saying, oh, Binance. Rob Paul being Binance. That's a very popular narrative to suggest. Well, let's hear what CZ has to say about that idea. Former Binance CZ has pushed back against the allegations that a cryptocurrency exchange played a role in the largest liquidation event in crypto history. Should I wait? Yeah, I'll wait. Well, before I forget. But how come XRP went under $1? And it was only on Binance. Okay. Don't forget the debacle of low on Bitcoin as well. Only on Binance. Speaking during the Q&A session on Binance's social media channels, Zhao denied that Binance was a major contributor to the record wave of forced liquidations on October 10th, where roughly, of course, 19 billion was wiped out. Zhao described the claims that Binance was responsible for the crash as far-fetched, according to Bloomberg. There are a large group of who claims that the October 10th crash was caused by Binance and wants Binance to compensate everything. Zhao said, rejecting accusations outright. Well, they already did give a large portion of that back to the community. I remember after the event. To kind of calm it down. CZ Binance says all those think Binance deliberately caused the 1010 market crash. If you're living under in those world in your head, you are unlikely to be successful in the future. Wow. Wow, this is some strong words there. CZ led Binance into founding in 2017. I'm just going to go over his entire history here, really. October crash caused a brief USDE depeg on Binance. Again, I wonder if they're going to have the XRP one listed in here as well. Binance was at the center of scrutiny during October 10th market crash following a sharp depeg of Athena, of course, USDE. The severe price discrepancy was isolated to one of the venue that referenced the Oracle index from its own order book rather than the deepest liquidity pool, Young said. The venue was also experiencing deposit and withdrawals issues during the event, which prevented market makers from closing the arbitrage loop. Talk is cheap, says CZ. 283 million compensation on Binance, 45 million recovery airdrop on Binance Chain. Of course, these are the airdrops I'm referring to, giving back to the community. Another 400 million recovery airdrop on Binance. Protect users. Of course, just citing that there. Following an incident, Binance compensated affected users about $283 million. Since then, the market-wide sell-off, crypto prices have struggled to ever recover, which traded above $126,000 around, of course, the high for Bitcoin right around that event. But I have to also mention this too. I also had this in a conversation with someone today too. I don't remember any of these people too, so I've been back and forth. I think I know who it is, but it's so many conversations today. I try to remember which one to put it all together. But yeah, I did remember saying the same thing here today too to someone that Bitcoin at 126,000 was not the top for a lot of the other altcoins. It was mostly just Bitcoin. If you go back to that time and that time frame in the October, a lot of the altcoins were already selling off. They already were down. We didn't see the highs on the altcoins since like the beginning of the year, really. Towards the end of the year, we got some highs on some altcoins, but for the most part, we didn't see any all-time highs for a majority of projects in general in the entire sector. So, just wanted to make that very clear. It was mostly Bitcoin that was affected by this, by the most part. Okay, all right. So yeah, that's of course CZ's opinion, not mine. Since the overall sell-off, crypto prices struggle to recover. Briefly fall below 80K in November. That's of course the $80,000 final bottom we always refer to back in November 21st. Contributing to the broader crypto market decline, saw more than $1 trillion in total market capitalization erased from early October levels. All right. Moving on, and I think that's pretty much it. All these other articles I was pulling up today, why are they so old? Like why are all these, like, this was the 29th. I think that was the latest article I had on Daily Hodl. And I usually go to Daily Hodl to find, like, really solid breaking news. This is still a day old. There's nothing new over on Daily Hodl today. So I was a little disappointed on the news today. All right, until, of course, the next halving, guys. We have 782 days. Can you believe it? Till the next halving?
We're gonna
More
win
winning.
so much.
I forgot. I always keep that on the top of my shop. But the shop is, of course, still open, guys. If you want to get a t-shirt, a hoodie, a cup, a mug, a glass, stickers, socks. Of course, we got a little bit of everything on the merch store. Of course, got a shout out to you. I got to shill a little harder. All right, let's get into some doom scrolling. I'm going to give myself about, maybe 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay, at most. Samson Mao posts now send a few God candles to get it back to over 100K. Of course, shouting, of course, out to Bitcoin on crypto Twitter. After the paper hands take profit on caught losses, send it to 1.3 million. Of course, we're still waiting for those Godzilla candles. Coming soon, Justin Jack Dorsey Cash App and Square will now display sats with a B symbol. Nice. I mean, he's been talking about this for a long time. How he's his grand scheme of things, and I kind of agree with him on this, right? So if you were to just change the smallest increment of Bitcoin from Satoshi to Bitcoin, right? Then you would have 100 million Bitcoin per a single Bitcoin, and you wouldn't have to do anything other than just change the entire, the incremental value or reference of such thing. So it seems like he wants to do that, and he's already forcing that on his own platform. He said this, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, and I agreed with him on it, because a lot of people struggle with the idea that they can't have one Bitcoin, so they'll never buy any. So they get left out of the loop, and then, where are we at? So we go from $20,000 to $120,000, and they still don't own any of the damn thing. And a lot of that adoption, a lot of that misled adoption, I believe, and I'm right there with Jack Dorsey. If we were to just change the single entity of calling a Satoshi just a Bitcoin, then everyone, of course, would want more Bitcoin. Okay, all right, moving on. I do spend a little too long on that topic. I do have to, of course, get into the chat, catch up with you guys a little bit. Let me see if I can jump on in here. Whoa, I'm behind. Oh my gosh. Whoa. All right. Jake Estate also came in with a $2 super chat at some point. I almost missed it with a link. Super hyperlink. Boom. Thank you, King.
I'm tired, boss.
I'm tired too, man. I'm tired too. Holy crap. Jake, you guys find the best references for how we're feeling. 100% Jake the Snake in the chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, of course, the ones before that, I think I'm all up to date with, yes, the popcorn from Andra, and yes, suck it, Trebek. You guys are insane. I love you. I'm going to jump in the chat real quick and try to catch up somewhere. Here we go. I'm just going to pick a random spot. Los has got a clip right here. Let's see what we got. India. Just making some curry. Yeah, in India. Foot plus food equals yum. What the hell, dude, Los? Oh my god, damn. Okay, yes, NC Booger Glider. Yeah, we don't discuss defeat in our friendly show. You're one to talk, man. That's so funny. Strawberry has a picture of her jank toe. If you join the Discord, maybe she'll give us, of course, the grace with us, the Booger Glider. Yes, you need to share your jank toe with us against all of our wishes, Strawberry. What the hell, guys? You guys are ridiculous.
What are you, stupid?
He has approved what? He's 18 first? Okay, yeah. Strawberry, of course, we believe you're 18, right? You've got 2 kids. I'm pretty sure you're over 18 years old. All right. Okay, Braveheart says, that toe has gained me lots of freaky fans, says Strawberry. Oh, really? Now we really have to see it. What the hell are you showing? What are you showing people? Andra is so cheap. She's still in the green on XCN. Whoa, clapping. A clapper, he's getting the deals, of course, from Brave Army Freedom to Andra. Ben Lawrence says, Strawberry, I want to put the photo, oh my gosh, shoot, for only one, oh my gosh. Ben, okay, alright, Bunyan Bus in the chat, Low says, what the heck, guys, bussin' bunions. Oh my gosh. WTF Los messed it all up. Not funny anymore, says Andra. Oh, geez. Booger Glider. No corn. No corn. Oh, geez. Okay, I can't. I don't think I can say that whole thing. You guys are really, really crazy tonight. We love tortas, says Ben. Yes, we love tortas and gorditas. Geez. Ali, my favorite wedding. And also, don't forget Doraditas. They're also very good as well. You guys know what I'm talking about. All right, Jake and he got it. Yeah, he's got his chicken out again. As Uncle Joey would say, I don't use Binance. Nope, you own it. Geez, nope, you own it. Let's see. He owns the corn. The corn. Yes. I can't say any more than that. You guys, yes. It would have been nice if I would have scrolled up and saw that earlier, but thank you, Braveheart. Thank you anyway. You tried. That's all, that one's on me. Ben Lawrence stays hating. Oh, jeez. You weren't supposed to see that, Sandra. You weren't supposed to see that. It's corn. Corn! That's what we're talking about. We're talking about corn. How's the corn doing tonight, guys? How's the corn doing tonight? Bitcoin's still holding about 83.8. Losing 84 at, of course, the beginning of our live stream. Let's get back to the last 15 minutes here. Yeah, let's see a little bit there. Little chink in the armor at right now. Still looking pretty tight. Again, pretty tight. It's a 60% chance. It, of course, gives us another leg higher. That would be, of course, somewhere around 85K. Another leg up, right? Around 85K. If we do not play that out, we're going to come back down and retest 82.7, 82.8. They've been, of course, setting up shop around the 8s quite a bit here lately. All right, trying to get back to the chat. What else do we have here in the chat? Lizzie, how you been? Lizzie in the house. How's it going, Liz? Link in the description. Upside down, Liz. Oh my God. Gordita. Oh God, Liz. The Gorditas have been wearing skinny jeans since the 80s. Oh jeez. Oh, I'm gonna get there. Okay. All right. Getting back to doom scrolling on X. Yeah. So don't forget. Yeah, Jack Dorsey and the Cash App and the whole entire narrative to push Bitcoin and adoption by changing Satoshis to just Bitcoin. Okay. I'm right there with you, Jack. I'm right with you. People who own Bitcoin and crypto watching gold and silver are absolutely cratered today. Yeah, a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I felt it a little bit. Just a teensy. I mean, yeah, like 1 grain of salt. That's how I felt it. Not much. All right. Jamie Dimon tells Armstrong he's full of shit. Are you kidding me? Bitcoin News reports that Jamie Dimon tells Brian Armstrong he's full of shit. Brian Armstrong, CEO of the biggest U.S. crypto company, is having a coffee with former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair at the World Economic Forum in Davos last week. Okay. You are full of shit, said Dimon, a long-time crypto skeptic and has previously called Bitcoin a fraud. And of course, he's been all about crypto these days, Jamie Dimon. He wants a cut. He just wants a cut. All right. I'm over it. Let's get into, of course, the normies for the day. What's going on over here. And, guys, in about 6 minutes, we're going to be, of course, over on the Patreon. If you guys haven't joined us over there, it's a good time. Hopefully about to be a lot better soon, right? Right? I hope so. All right. Catherine O'Hara, we got, of course, the normie searches for the day. If you guys are new to the normie searches, we look at them every single day. See if any of the normies are paying attention to crypto in any capacity or any financial tools. Typically, they grade a grade of an F. Every single day, we grade them on their search history, and they only typically look up 3 things: sports, video games, and celebrities. Let's see what they're looking up today. Oh, it's the same stuff every day. We do have something good here, though. Okay, that's not good. Okay, skipping these 3 or 4 in the beginning of this. It's mostly sports and celebrities. Celebrities, yeah, some of that. We do have silver price. We have the normies looking up silver price today. I'm gonna give them extra points for that. I'm gonna give them like 2 or 5 because that's pretty important that they're paying attention to any of that. Molt book, Michigan basketball, sports, normies, other sports, and we got more celebrities. Bill Gates is here. Oh my God, Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft. All right, yeah, okay. Maybe give them a little bit of credit there. I don't know if it really counts. It's probably associated with the other thing we saw earlier. maybe.
Stupid?
All right, so we have Royal Rumble 2026. It's ready to rumble, guys. Yes, of course, wrestling coming back. Sports. Grizzlies versus Pelicans. More sports. Delican Doyle. I don't know who the heck is. Declan Doyle. I don't know who that is. Steve Keir. I don't know who that is. I should probably. It sounds familiar. Sports, and the rest are sports. All right, I'm going to be nice today and just give them an F+. They got kind of 1, sort of 2 loosely related things out of 25. I think I can give him an F+. Right? I'm going to curve it. I'm going to curve it for him. I just gave him a D plus the other day, a D minus or a D flat, I forget, because they did have a good day on the last week of Davos, last few days of Davos on that week. All right, continuing on, Bitcoin against all the other assets, Bitcoin in general today. Let's take a look at that. First, of course, trending pretty high today, actually. Wow. Yeah, blowing out all the rest of the week. And it's been pretty strong this week in terms of the overall normies paying attention to Bitcoin and making the searches this week. So I'm actually pretty proud, again, on the normies looking at Bitcoin this week. We do have, of course, Ethereum versus Doge versus Bitcoin versus XRP and Solana. And yeah, today's no different. XRP, yeah, still kind of slumping. Kind of flatlining here. Bitcoin, of course, still taking the stage, but dwindling down to nothing as we get closer to the evening hours. Ethereum actually popped off a little bit, and look at this down in the deep here. Solana, damn, Solana. It's one of the highest breakouts I've seen in the last few weeks for Solana here on the day. Let me go over the last 7 days real quick and take a look. So that's really interesting for Solana. Yep, look at that. Boom. You see it. You can see it right there. Hell yeah. So that's definitely the biggest spike we saw all week for Solana during, of course, the height of the trading hours. I guess you could kind of say XRP was like that too. Kind of. Damn, Bitcoin. Holy hell. Holy hell. 24 billion trading inflows for Bitcoin today. 24 out also. So it's been a hell of a week. All right, I'm tired too, boss. I'm tired too.
I'm tired, boss.
I'm really tired. All right, let's see what else we got over here on the order books and get back to Bitcoin's chart. I have a few minutes left, guys. I got 4 minutes. 4 minutes to show you where Bitcoin's likely to go. I put a gun to my head. Where's it going? Where's it going? I'll show you into the weekend. 84,000 on Bitcoin right now. Bulls and the Bears are completely sitting flat. Right now we have a little bit more inflows than outflows. 20.1 billion on the 1 day to 19.7. The first time the Bulls finally pushed a little bit higher on the inflows on overall trading volume for the day. And as I showed you earlier, there's a lot that we lost this week. Looking at some new areas that we are seeing on the order books as represented here. Yep, there's still a lot more. Trying to fill in the gap between 75 and 80 now. So again, very, very much trying to play the narrative that we're going to go lower. There is a little bit, of course, filling the gap between 100 and 105 though, too. So a little bit of swinging both ways there. But as of right now, there's definitely a lot more above us than there is below us in terms of support versus resistance. So I'm, of course, going to lean this way than that way. But the market makers at any time can choose their winners. So anything's possible. Anything's possible. What else we have here? On the longer time frames, here on the monthly. Yeah, it's the same. It looks exactly the same. We're seeing a little bit of this enter the market today. All represented by 24 hours, but yeah, for the most part, it's just building up lower levels. That's what I'm seeing. All right. So that's what we got on the order books, guys. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. It is what it is, though. We just flipped bullish from bearish in terms of the overall trading volume going into the weekend. Still pretty early going into the weekend. Are we going to get this to break out tonight, right around 10:30, 11, maybe midnight? The foreign market, of course, getting into lunchtime. Maybe playing some golf over the weekend. I don't know, in the snow? Probably not. I don't know.
Stupid?
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they're going up to the slopes, man. Enjoying some skiing, some snowboarding. I don't know. Talking some crypto on the ski lifts. I'm just trying to paint a picture into the weekend. All right. So yeah, this is my general idea overall. We're really, really oversold. I mean, we haven't seen this level. When was the last time we saw this level last year? Pretty spectacular. Although we had to go all the way back to, yes, of course, 1121, which was lower. It was 80K. Before that, though, before we lost everything with 1010, we haven't been here since April. Again, going back to April, and I showed you guys this earlier, my idea that we're probably not going to get lower than the overall market cap of crypto back in April. If we really had to go down there, we had to go down that path. Again, the whole world now adopting crypto eventually into the future, right? Building the rails, is all the future built. and we're talking about lower prices, well, then market cap has to go down lower as well. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. It's already bled enough. Where else are we going to go? We're going to go back to 2021 where we had absolutely no news about any of the stuff we're talking about right now. And this is all driven by retail, which had COVID money. Or are we talking about the future, which is looking like it wants to just, ramp on up and do something like this? Let's do this. Yeah, let's just show you this. It's like it wants to do something like this. My God. And this is just the first leg of it. With all the money coming in. Yeah. I don't know, guys. I'm feeling some kind of way about, doom and gloom into the future. I feel like the longer you stay in crypto, the more you're going to, of course, appreciate it. I know that's how it worked out for me, and I still do. Even on these low days, I still do appreciate crypto. It's changed my life. Okay, so getting back to that overall market cap, yep, still telling you guys this is how I'm feeling until we see at least market cap return to about 225. I am not freaking out. I'm not freaking out. We're still on a trend, on a bullish trend. We haven't broken anything yet. Nothing. All right. Okay, back to it. Bitcoin. Where's Bitcoin going over the weekend? I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off. I'm just going to do it. This might not work out so well. We'll see. I don't do well under pressure, but it's got to be done. All right. It's got to be done. All right, let's clean up the board. Of course, you guys caught the live stream last night. I did it under pressure last night, and somehow I was able to pull out from it and got really close to our baseline anyway, calling for baseline bear last night. And, of course, the grand scheme of things. We'll clean that up and get going for another prediction. All right. I think we're good on that there. This is such a mess, guys. Oh, my God, such a mess. All right, so 84.6, 85K is still the area. We are looking at possibly either getting on top of or getting a bounce from. Our level of support right now, we are holding just barely is 82.3. Just barely holding that as support right now. And above of that, of course, dang it, what the heck? My line's going. And above that, yes, we're holding 83.7 or, of course, 83.5 above that level right now. At the present time, let me clean these all up, and this one I just drew earlier, of course. No bias going into the weekend. All right, price action of the entire weekend, guys. Who else can do this? I don't know. I've never seen anyone else do it. I'm able to do it. It's ridiculous. All right, 9 o'clock. Going to 9 o'clock. Let's clean this up. Add some more 9s out here going into the next week. So we're going to throw this one on the board here. It's going to be 9 p.m. tomorrow night on Saturday. We're going to do 9 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. Boom. And then we'll do, of course, 9 p.m. Sunday and, of course, Monday early morning. For the market open, boom, right there. And another one right here. There we go. All right, so all of these are representing, of course, the beginning and end of every day. And, yeah, we're going to get into price action for Bitcoin over the weekend. Okay, let's do it. No pressure. No pressure. I just do this every day. Okay, all right, so baseline bear, baseline bull, baseline, of course, into super bull, super bear. Let's do baseline first, of course. You guys have seen this before, of course. I use all the things we discussed going into this prediction every single night. I usually make a sacrifice to the chaos gods to give me strength and become an instrument of chaos, but I have lost that ability on my trip. I will be back to the studio next week, so hopefully I'll be able to resume. I am going through withdrawals. All right, so going into midnight tonight on Bitcoin, hopefully we smash back up and above here and try to keep 85.1. We are going into the weekend. This is baseline target, so I'm going to say we're probably not going to keep that. I'm actually a little high there, honestly. Say we go down here, get rejected, come back down for the morning. We're going into 9 a.m. here, and so maybe around like midnight, something like this on baseline. We do start to see a little bit of a pamp, not much. It's kind of chopping around here into the weekend. 5 o'clock in the morning, yeah, kind of doing nothing. 9 o'clock in the morning, right around 12 in America, maybe seeing a little bit of a boost up. We're into about Sunday, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and about right here, 8 or 9 o'clock, maybe we see a little bit of a move back up to about 86.5. Chop around here until about 3 o'clock in the morning, reclaim, or come back down and retest 85, and hopefully keep that level as support. It's going to be our chop up into the right for Bitcoin for a baseline target into the weekend. We're so oversold, guys. It's ridiculous. It's so oversold. 83,500. All right. Testing into our bear case scenario. That's going to be fun. Bear case scenario, we're going to lose this around 10 o'clock tonight, maybe 11:30 midnight. We'll lose this, come back down, retest 83K. Chop around that a little bit until early morning. We saw that off a little bit more because America sucks. Why not? And of course, we continue to retest this further down into the weekend. Maybe by Sunday morning, we could lose 80,400. This is, of course, our final bottom, which I never thought I would be saying we're going to lose. But if we do go into that narrative into the weekend, we're going to be pulling down and testing some of these newer lows we haven't seen since April of last year. All right, 79K. Maybe we chop off there. Maybe we try to climb back above here before the morning open and flip 80K into support for the morning open. Honestly, that's a good scenario. Honestly, if that plays out, and the current narrative we have playing out in the world today, and how bearish everyone is for no apparent reason on Bitcoin. Yeah, sure. I would take that as a win for a bear case scenario. All right, we're also going to be looking at our bull case scenario for the weekend. Tonight, just for the F of it, some Saudi prince is just like, you know what? We need more Bitcoin for the sovereign wealth fund. Boom. We're just going to buy it all up. Screw these idiots. They're selling it off to 80 grand. It's ours. We claim to fight another day. And Bitcoin just skyrockets over the weekend for no apparent reason. Heading up to maybe 90K. Seeing some consolidation into about Sunday into the evening hours. Getting another big push into about 94. And then we start the morning over a little bit lower. Heading to about 92K. That'd be insane. There's nothing too much holding it back after, again, the weekend going into full moon. We could see something like that. It's possible. Oversold as we are, it is very possible. But where else are we going? With a super bear and super bull case scenario. Super bear case sends us, of course, down to the 75K level, which we were just talking about. Chopping up a little bit into, of course, the weekend. We've never seen the super bear play out. This will be a first. So... take that with what you will. Not financial advice.
What are you, stupid?
Yes. And then moving forward with the super bull case scenario, which we have seen play out 3 times before. May I remind you, returning us back to 100K before the weekend concludes. Yay! And there will be much rejoicing. Of course, never asking for the super bear or super bull case scenarios. I just draw them on the board for comedic pleasure, and eventually they play out, so it's kind of cool for the Super Bowl anyway. All right, so where am I looking at over the weekend, guys? With the overall narrative right now playing out, we have market structure bill, we have the U.S. Government shutdown looming. Very, very possible that we get a shutdown on Saturday, and we wake up to that on Monday. With that happening, last time we had a shutdown, Bitcoin immediately sold off and then was met with a little bit of a rally. I would imagine we're probably going to see a similar thing, so I would probably go baseline bear into the weekend. With the present narrative we have, the closest narrative we have playing out in the next 24 hours is going to be that government shutdown. So I'm going to be, of course, looking more along the baseline target as per usual, with very hopes and dreams right around here would be nice. But for the most part, I am calling for mostly baseline bear, somewhere between $86,000 Bitcoin, 86.5, something like that, and 80 flat for the weekend to play out. So we'll see how this goes, guys. I got to catch up with you guys over on the Patreon, so I'm going to be cutting this short. Thanks again for coming out. Thanks again for all the super chats, love and support, and everything else you guys do. I can't do this without you. It's gonna be a good time. We just got to get over this hump, and it's been rough, man. It's been rough this entire week. Getting back with you in the chat just real briefly before I jump out of here and jump onto the Patreon live. I got one clip here from Strawberry Dragons. Let's take a look from her reel over on YouTube. Let's see what we got. Oh no. Oh no. It's taking me to Instagram, and Instagram doesn't work on my browser for some reason, so I'm going to have to cut that one off. Sorry, Strawberry. I wish I could show it. All right, let's get back here. I'll just quick little chat over the chat. All the bananas, Strawberry. All the bananas. He said I am yellow on the inside, on the outside, and white on the inside. What? Strawberry? Who said that? How dare they? How dare they? How dare they mask your yellow on yellow? Come on, you're yellow on the inside. I'm yellow on the inside and white on the outside. It's the opposite for me. I wish it were different.
What are you, stupid?
I'm kidding. All right, guys. Have a good evening. I'll, of course, catch up with you guys on the open mic here in about 5 minutes or less. I will see you soon, guys. Have a good one. Stay safe. Don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything stupid.
Stupid?
All right. Catch you later.
Fly me to the moon, let me trade a montage. Let me see what freedom's like without money and gold bars. In other words, hold my king. Oh, in other words, let's make history.
Oh, you know what? I got a weekend fortune cookie. I should probably eat something before I go on live. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I don't want to fall off the chair again. I do have a little bit of drink left. We'll see how this goes. All right, what do we got in the fortune cookie tonight? Last time was a doozy. I hope it doesn't break my heart again. Let's see. All right. It says, the person who waits to do a great deal of good all at once will never do anything. Damn. Yeah, words of wisdom there. So get out there and do something good, guys. Don't just say you're going to do it. Do it. All right, guys. I'll catch you tonight in about 5 minutes. I'll be over there any second. I will see you later. Have a good weekend, guys. Peace out. Ooh.